his wavy black and gray hair as the snow settled on it and melted. He wore old jeans and an even older leather jacket. He was tall and lean. In his youth he'd been handsome, with rugged features. Cindy had always said that you couldn't be handsome without being a little immature, a little unpolished. She'd told him once that he was a man of fire, honor, ego, and stubbornness. All good things, but sometimes not in perfect proportion. Now, nearing half a century, his once young face had grown more weathered. It was the face of a northern man, an outdoorsman, burnt by sun even in the cold months, and hardened and dried by the lake wind. The lines in his forehead had deepened, like canyons. His chin usually needed a shave. His dark eyes, pirate eyes, Cindy called them, carried more wisdom, but also more of the weight of the world. The women who knew him still called him handsome. Stride picked his way through the rows of tombs, hearing fallen pine cones crack under his boots. In the middle of the cemetery, he found a well-worn dirt path used by hearses to access the graves. Even the dead needed a way in, if not a way out. Standing on the road, he remembered the layout of the headstones and knew where he was going now. His mother was buried 50 yards away, below a flat stone on the earth. The one other time he'd been here, Cindy had held his hand as she cried. He hadn't shed any tears himself. He walked more quickly, leaving footprints on the spongy ground. But he stopped when his flashlight shined on two gleaming pink eyes. It was a white rat, glaring fiercely at him. He kicked the snow with the heel of his boot, and the rodent switched its tail and ran. Where the rat had hunkered down, he saw the pieces of a gravestone that had been vandalized, as if by repeated blows from a heavy hammer. Broken stone, dusted by snow, littered the grass. Only a fragment of the original headstone remained in place. He could make out the last name, Black. Below the name, he saw the year of the person's death, which was 4 years earlier. Red paint marred the smooth stone. One word: Teufel. Stride remembered enough of his college German to know that der Teufel was the devil. He bent down and touched the desecrated stone. The graffiti looked quick and ragged, sprayed with fierce hatred. First you take a hammer to the stone, and then you violate the remains. Behind him, the tiny rusted bell rang again, fast and furiously, as if moved by an unseen hand. He straightened up and shot his light around the graveyard, then toward the cornfield and into the trees and back to the brick wall of the church. He examined the ground and saw no other footprints except his own. No one was here. Just himself and the bones of Black, the bones of der Teufel. Stride left the grave behind him. He wanted to pay his respects and be gone. It had been a mistake to leave the highway. He found the set of 3 stones where the trees ended. They were nothing more than rectangular outlines on the white ground. He bent down and brushed the snow and pine needles aside with his bare hand, revealing the carved name on the grave. His own name. Stride. Below the surname, he uncovered his mother's first name and family name, Beatrice Helling. There was an empty space beside her where a couple could spend eternity together, but his father had never joined her there. Not long after they had purchased the family plot, a freak wave pitched him off the side of an oarboat into Lake Superior. His body was never found. Stride cleared the 2 graves beside his mother, which belonged to her parents, Louis and Greta Helling. They were his grandparents, whom he had met only once as a young boy, and didn't remember at all. Beatrice Helling had left Shawano as a teenager to go to college in Duluth. After she met and married Stride's father there, she had rarely returned to her Wisconsin hometown. Even so, she'd always insisted that this was where she wanted to be buried. Stride didn't understand, and neither did his father, but she wanted to be back with her parents when she was dead. People were funny about things like that. "Don't ever put me in the ground," Cindy had told him, not long before the cancer took her from him, as swiftly as another rogue wave. "Scatter me in the lake, Johnny. I don't ever want you wishing."